watching Bloomberg Quint, and I have with me Vijay Shekhar Sharma of the Paytm family of ventures, each one of which we're going to talk about today. Vijay, thank you very much for speaking to us here in Davos. Same place, same time. It's been a year since we last spoke.
Yes, absolutely.
It's been a year since you last infused so much energy into our Davos conversation that it went viral.
Thank you.
In that year, you've launched a payments bank.
Yeah.
And your mall is operational now, fully.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are at least another half a dozen things that I have not been able to list immediately right now. So tell me what the year has been like.
I think it was incredibly, we could expand on what we built. So we built payments, and then we expanded to bank, and we also forked out our commerce business formally. We raised money there. So in an overall way, more structured ecosystem is the word. So instead of calling Paytm Ventures, I'll call it Paytm Ecosystem, where we offer consumers financial services. Obviously, payments is an anchor way of that, commerce, and even next set of services that hopefully we launch in this year.
Okay, what are those next set of services?
I mean, logically, content, commerce, and financial services.
Content, commerce, but financial services, you're already doing a few.
Yeah, so these are three things that in an online world that you do.
So content is the next set of services that you're going to launch.
I wish that we could do more often. We continue to try out
But you
things.
started off as a content man, right?
I actually not just started out. We have a business which is about $60 million business on content. Nobody knows in this country as well. Content in mobile world as we've been doing since 2001.
So you're going to do content this year?
We will try out content. The good thing about our business is that we try out many things. Like commerce business, if you notice, we started in 2014, and it took us 2.5 years to understand where would it go. So I'd say that we are not in a rush to finally say this is the bet. We are always in the rush to experiment many more things. So we are trying content. We have tried, if you notice in the Paytm app, there is an update section, which is changed to inbox. It's changing in the next release again. And we have few things lined up. Some of the things are interesting for sure.
So
I like
that inbox, I thought, was because of your internal messenger system that you started, right?
Yes. So inbox.
Which is a bit like the WhatsApp of Paytm. Or the Paytm of WhatsApp.
WhatsApp of Paytm of Paytm. Paytm of WhatsApp will be UPI on WhatsApp.
Oh, no, okay.
And that's one of the such a topic in the room, right? And yeah, I mean, the intention that we launched messaging was not about necessarily making people P2P chat, which we call person to person, was more about the brands can get access to the consumer, consumers can access to the brands. So it's a very early primitive, and you understand we got a shocking surprise with the number of transactions per second, which we call messages per second, TPS, speed, etc. That we are scaling that system back again to bring the merchant offering, which is our ultimate offering in the messaging.
Okay. So now let's break it up and talk about each part of this ecosystem, as you call it, right? First up, digital payments, which is the mothership. Okay. It's been an interesting 2 years. You got the big leg up thanks to Demon. We've discussed this to death. You've seen the growth sustaining. What are the latest numbers telling you?
I think the latest number in a reference of Demon, because I think there is nearly the peak was that point of time. So year on year, those numbers are up. And if I took the month-to-month number, then up by 30%. Same number last.
So you're saying December 2017, and you did 30% more digital payment transactions
than
December
before.
2016.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And is the pace of growth accelerating? Is it slowing? Is it stabilizing?
Offline payments have grown like anything.
Offline payments?
Offline payment stands for when you go into a shop, a store, restaurant, and you scan the QR code to pay. That has accelerated like 6 times year on year.
Okay.
Which is actually the killer USP that we believe the Paytm will continue to build on aggressively.
Right.
We launched our 0% Paytm UPI cards payment system. You might have seen the front page ads that we did. So online is in itself a different ecosystem. You can't grow Swiggy, Zomato's transactions. They have to grow. And then you get pro rata percentage of that. So I'd say that online is in the hands of other merchants. Offline payments are the merchants that we are adding. And then obviously bill payments, etc. grew well.
So 6 times, but is on a very small base, I would imagine, right? So do you have absolute numbers you can share with us on how this offline payment, the scale of offline payments is dramatically changing?
Let me think about it. So we do about more than 500 million payment transactions in a month.
Okay.
No, in a quarter actually, not in a month. 500 million in a quarter. and run rates have been going anything 200 million plus, 250 million plus if we add UPI transactions. We don't add UPI into Paytm transactions as I'm speaking here, by the way, because UPI is, we treat it as a P2P separate. So these are payment transactions, basically. Right. So you talk about 200 million run rate of payment transaction. Their offline is more than 1/3.
More than 1/3 now.
Yeah.
And your big focus will be to continue growing that? Because I imagine you only reach a fraction of the retailers, the merchants that you want to, right?
Paytm has about more than 6 million and reaching 7 million merchants. And India has about 40 million SMEs. And retail is big enough for payments enough. So you're right, this is our bet. I think the point will be, you go anywhere in this country and you can pay using Paytm. You can pay using Paytm even for somebody who's not merchant, like in a temple. Like you can donate somebody, like to a coconut water shop, like to a street vendor. They are not structurally a payment merchant. They take money in their savings account, by the way. So that's what the bet is. Our bet is that we will make India digital payment and a problem that is no more left to be solved. That's our bet.
Okay. That's very noble. In turning it into a viable business, though, is the trick, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I think people say that you give cashbacks. Are you viable? Are you going to remain or not? I think what I like about is, till the time people don't understand what business you are in and what's the business model, you're in lucky shape. Once people understand, then everybody wants to win.
So explain to us.
Well, I can say a statement here. In internet days or internet economy, unlike in a physical world economy where the numbers are simple, revenue, EBITDA, PAT. Let's add another variable, which is contribution margin, where when you are selling something, have you got COGS, cost of goods sold? Have you got cost of payment sorted? Have you got all cashback accounted for? Have you got all marketing accounted for? So we have accounted for of anything that we had to pay to someone, any margin that we have to pay to the banks or any other payment system, any cashback that we give to the consumer for that transaction, and all kind of online marketing that we go for. We are actually a contribution positive company, which means that we are not EBITDA positive yet. We are a contribution positive company. And our EBITDA number, if you look at it, year on year, I think it became better by 3 times worse.
Let me tell you, from -4 to -1.5. Correct?
Yeah, you're right. -4.3 actually.
Those of us who live in the physical world also know some things, right?
Well, yeah, that's right. So look at that. I think what we are saying is that more consumers are using our app to do more type of transactions, and we are very happy with the number of use cases. Paytm's obligation and the purpose in this year, 2018, is more use cases for more payments at more places. You and me should be able to walk around the country and should be able to browse internet without requiring our card.
Okay. Bank. Last year when we were talking, you were talking about all the plans you had for the bank. I asked you the question last year, why bank? What are you going to do differently? There are already a ton of banks. There are regular banks, there are savings banks, there are small banks, there are payment banks, okay? All kinds of banks, right?
B-banks,
I have more banks than I will need banks in my life, I assume. And you claimed that you were going to be able to bring to the world of banking, or digital banking at least, some very novel features, right? You said you were not going to do high savings rates,
correct,
as some of your competitors or peers have done.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you were going to find a wealth management product that would sync in with the account, whereby your money would, on a daily, weekly, very short-term basis, move into wealth management, as a result of which you could earn up to 7.5%.
Absolutely.
Correct? That's all of that what you claim.
Yeah.
Have you been able to launch all of this on target as you had planned? Are people adapting and adopting all of this? Do they care about all of these features?
Good one. First and foremost, one thing I learned about banking is that banking is like coexistence with the ecosystem. Ecosystem includes regulator, other banks, switches, and many other entities. If we were to say we would have launched the bank on our date, we would have launched at least 6 months before than the date we launched. So we effectively launched in the May 22nd, 23rd, I think.
Right.
We could have launched literally 6 months before.
By Jan or Feb, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
So it didn't happen for many reasons, which included, like I said, the ecosystem here. Now, next thing. Our product, we launched with a plain vanilla product because, like you said, the intention here was to offer a unique product. Before you go to a full-blown feature-led product, you want to offer a plain vanilla product. So we offered a digital-only bank account. That meant that we were not giving you debit card. Surprisingly, in banking, debit card is a feature. Physical debit card is a feature. And when I say the physical card is a feature, it took time for us to build a debit card franchisee with the partner, cost of debit card in the factoring and all sorts of things. So in other words, what I'm trying to say first thing here is, our rollout of the product in bank, thanks to the rest of the ecosystem, will not be at the pace that we would have otherwise done if it was not a bank. Now, what we've been able to achieve.
Yes.
What we've been able to achieve is that if you have money in your Paytm saving account, by the way, we only have a savings account yet, we don't even have a current account, which is also like the word I said that we would have launched 6 months before. In the savings account, the money is liquidly available and linked to a fixed deposit account. So if your money is in the wallet, it earns 0%. If your money is in the savings account, it earns 4%. And it is hooked to a fixed deposit account where right now we only transfer overflow more than 1 lakh automatically. And soon we are going to launch that you can on demand switch the money from savings account to fixed deposit account.
But Vijay, इसमें नया क्या है? ICICI Bank has been doing the sweep in, sweep out for me for years now.
Yeah. So what is new? When you sweep in and sweep out,
yes,
and you create an FD, there is a FD breakage fee that they put.
No.
Yeah, you're a rich customer. I'm talking about those fellow customers.
Right.
If you have an employee account, the number of perks.
Employee account only. I have a salary account with ICICI Bank.
Salary account in banking parlance is an extremely high value customer.
Okay, fine.
So you probably
What's different? Tell me what's different.
So a person who has, let's say, annually earnings of 10,000, a person who has an earning of probably a couple of thousands a month, is the person who will get what you get as a perked package
I get
to that person.
Okay,
For example,
so you're making the facility available not just to high-value customers, but across the board.
And now,
additional features.
Number one. Number two, now savings in a bank, savings amount that people save in a bank. Funny is that, or not publicly well enough understood talked word is that India has $1 trillion savings in gold and about $250 billion in bank accounts. So we have 4 times more saving in gold.
Yes, of course.
So what we've done is that you have a current your savings account. We are connecting to fixed deposit because people save in gold or fixed deposit or property. We're not going to get into properties. So what we are doing is, our product is that you have a phone app where you get money, you can swipe out or automatically trigger for us to make an FD and free of cost FD making breaking, or buy gold, which is 24 karat gold, which you can redeem, pledge, deliver.
In small units? In
small units, as small as ₹1 unit.
Okay.
Both of them. If you, by the way, I just want to tell you one thing. If you go to a traditional bank and ask for an FD for 67 rupees, they probably won't make it. And I'm saying probably. Some of them may make it.
Never tried. 67 rupees, never tried.
Never tried. If you go to a jeweler and ask for an auto rickshaw ride, typically you would get, 70 rupees or 30 rupees? And their auto rickshaw guy, if he wanted to buy gold of 30 rupees, no jeweler is letting him buy that.
So you're allowing purchase of gold on a daily basis or whatever, hourly basis, or 1 rupee each if you want to,
1 rupee each if you want to.
Okay.
So the unit, so 3 things that are innovative here, let's understand, would be unit of buying.
Got it.
The cost of buying, not any extra charges.
Got it.
And the ease of buying using phone.
Okay.
And anywhere in the country.
Superb. Great on paper. Is it working in real life? How many customers do you have now? Are they the numbers that you had initially hoped to have within the first 6-8 months of launch? Or are they lower than that?
Well, they're lower than that.
Yeah. Why?
They're lower than that because I think some days back, Aadhaar-led, a lot of things happened in the country. So we anyways were not very aggressive with Aadhaar-led customer acquisition because we knew that there are
concerns.
The concerns of agent may just activate a bank account without necessarily the customer knowing that I got a bank account. So we changed our processes many times, much before all this issue came, by the way. For example,
You're referring to the Bharti Airtel incident.
I'm referring
the Airtel Payments Bank incident.
What I'm referring is, it's an agent-led problem, by the way. It's not of one company or other.
I get it.
So you go and ask for a KYC upgrade of your wallet, and the person
says, "Acha, bank account chahiye kya?" and you don't realize you're saying yes to something like that.
So what we made sure today and 6 months back when we launched with an OTP which very clearly says, share this OTP to only get KYC of your wallet done. Share this OTP if you want to also open a bank account.
Okay.
And then we relax the account opening from instant to a 48 hours grace period. We text you that did you request, and if you did not, then
account or Y account,
and if you did not, then just give us a missed call, and we're going to take a process.
So I understand. You're saying these are the process reasons why you have fewer customers than you had anticipated. How many do you have now for the bank?
We have decided not to publicly announce till the time we are a particular benchmark here.
What is the benchmark?
Our benchmark will be about 50 million customers.
50 million.
To announce that we are.
How many months away are you from that?
That's I like the question's trick. Answer is that definitely the first year of our launch we'll have 50 million customers.
So you got 5 more months to go before you finish the first year. So you'll do 50 million by May this year. You launched in May last year.
So as far as the
you launched in May last year.
I said it.
Yeah. So you'll do 50 million by May this year.
What I'm trying to help here as a conversation is that let's look at the number 50 and why also. That as a number. So we found out that probably the largest private bank in the country had about 44 million customers. And we just said that, okay, in the first year, we should just make sure that we have more than that. So our real target is to topple that 44 million, and logically, we should touch 50.
So in May, we should anticipate a press statement from Paytm Payments Bank saying we now have more customers than the largest private sector bank in the country.
Yeah, that's what our current first year goal is.
Excellent. Okay, fine. Let's hope you get to that number quickly enough. How do you make money, though, with 50 million customers? Are you making money? You're not making money? How does it work? I love the fact that you said all this is free, right? 67 rupees, you can do a fixed deposit. But it costs. All of this stuff costs something. So you are subsidizing the customer. Where and how are you going to make money then?
So the core business model of Paytm is, which is I keep saying that there is a banking model that we will bring. So let's understand what I'm quoting as a model, that's all. Customers trust us with something called payments, which means that they are intimately sharing their bank detail with us to share with the merchant. Or they are depositing money in our account. So whichever way, they become loyal to us because they have connected their bank accounts to us or money with us. First use case of various payments. Online, offline. Now you know offline is in store, or you recharge bill payments, or money transfers, etc. So all this is free. All this is absolutely free. Then what happens is, because customer has come on our app and there is a traffic, we actually build a commerce business on top of it.
Yeah, I know, but
there
till that customer doesn't buy, you're subsidizing all his costs.
Let me keep telling the complete process, and then I'll tell you a percentage cohorts.
Okay, fair enough.
So the base user is a payment user. The second stage, the user becomes a commerce user. Commerce could be bus ticket, train ticket, cinema ticket, e-commerce, anything.
Yeah.
And then the third stage is that both these things generate customer data and capability for us to build financial services. For example, like insurance, lending, and obviously we talked about wealth. Now, our money is that payments is a customer acquisition and break-even product. Commerce is where our margins are, higher margins. For example, like if, and I want to quote the number in the margin, and I want to quote e-commerce or physical good as a separate. I want to quote digital good, which Paytm does. Physical good is where the Paytm mall is.
Okay.
So the bank, if sold bus ticket directly, would make 10%. Bank, if sold cinema tickets, will make up to 15%. Banks, if they sold something else, like an e-commerce
thing. So you're getting this from the vendor, obviously.
Yes. Because our offering
But what is the cost? Because you're giving it to free to
CAC is free. CAC customer acquisition cost happened on the payment.
Okay.
So we have a effectively CAC neutral customer acquisition and margin in commerce and wealth management, lending and insurance as a next stack. So our business model is full stack, not as a single stack. People misunderstand that in a single stack, are you profitable? And I'm saying, I don't need to be profitable in a single stack because that is where your problem is.
Okay, I get that. 2 questions quickly based on what you just told me. One is lending.
Lending?
Yeah, like what? How? Okay. But before we get to lending, how's the mall doing? Because that's the other thing you launched last year.
Absolutely.
And so what numbers can you give us to tell us that it's actually working?
Our business model in the mall, first of all, is of a kind which is different than our other 2 friends' business model is. Other 2 friends are Amazon and Flipkart.
Right.
Their business model is proxy of retail. I'm a large seller. I buy nearly everything. They make it structured in a way that it is a marketplace, and there are certain marketplace people who are selling, but effectively the business model is meant, I have this good, which I'm effectively buying and effectively selling. Effectively stands for, this is the end GAR-like end-to-end transaction, not necessarily entity-wise transaction. Our business model is that an item, let's say if you're buying a Samsung phone, our business model is we will never be a retailer. We'll be a platform where retailers are selling.
The traditional marketplace. Traditional marketplace model, right?
And we upgraded that to that we will only have authorized sellers with the shopkeepers and inventories, not anybody who wants to sell on internet. So the change from the erstwhile Paytm commerce business to Paytm Mall is exclusively and only of the authorized retailers and shopkeepers of that brand. So in this case, a Samsung phone effectively will be sold by a shop in your city. If you're buying in Pune, then the Samsung Plaza in Pune is the one who's shipping it. If you're buying in Chennai, then it's a Samsung Plaza in Chennai is shipping it. Or a retailer in Chennai who's authorized by Samsung to ship it. And Samsung controls who sells it, not us control who sells it. So erstwhile marketplaces where you had soaps coming in and you had all kind of crap coming in, is actually perfectly cleaned. Now when a customer tells us that it was a soap in the box, I actually do an FIR on the customer and discover that customer was fraudulent, not the seller was.
So you're saying you've done away with the problem of counterfeiting, which currently...
By perfectly cleaning out anybody...
Because you only deal with authorized dealers.
That's it. We did it
you
because...
You only register authorized dealers on your marketplace.
Of a brand. Only. And we delisted like... As a percentage, I can tell about 83% of our marketplace sellers.
Because of counterfeits?
Because they were not necessarily authorized and could not produce an authorization certificate, even if they were selling anything.
So the
some days back, if you remember, there was a TV, there were not just counterfeit problem. There was a problem of service quality standard. There was a problem of scale problem. There were a problem of warehouse and inventory problem. There was a problem of why are they in business problem. Basically, online e-commerce became a place where everybody wanted to get in to make money, and as a seller, you could simply make money because platforms were discounting, so you just have to say mera bhi phone, and then you are selling and the discount is someone else. So some days back on television I was seeing this debate that certain large percentage of sports apparel goods were sold were counterfeit.
All counterfeit, yeah.
And the answer is, I challenge anyone in the country because I'm challenging the brand in this case.
I get it.
Not me.
Okay.
Because the brand and his seller, if they are selling counterfeit, then they are selling counterfeit, not us.
Okay. So GMV applies to Paytm Mall?
Perfect. GMV will, because this is the total volume.
So what are the numbers?
We were on 3 billion run rate as we speak.
$3 billion?
Of annual run rate of GMV.
Annual run rate of $3 billion of GMV.
Yeah. And that makes us, another thing that the good number here is, when we launched Mall, probably in April, and in 6 months, I remember, we doubled our market share when we were noticing some public report came of other people's numbers. So we doubled our market share in the market where there is a hyper competition of few players, by the way, not necessarily number of player-led competition. And we totally and comfortably believe that we can topple 100% whosoever the market leader in the retail will be. Because we play on the size of economy in a ratio of it going online. They play on the retailers.
All of them claim to.
They play.
All of you all deploy discounting in a big way. There's always a mega sale going on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and none of us know whether any of you are making profits or not. Most of them are not, right?
No, this is not a trick question. The answer is none of these players, including us, are going to make profit, not this year, not next year, not year after. This is not even a trick question.
Okay,
it is a fact
you were building a stack. I just want to remind that you were building a stack. Yeah. You said that acquisition of customer is at the payment level.
Acquisition margin
is at the Paytm Mall level.
No, not just Paytm Mall. The cinema ticket, the bus ticket, the hotel booking.
All of that's the mall, right? Can I not generically all call it the mall?
Although our brand name Mall and the
business... in the mall you're saying you're not going to make money. You said not this year, not next year, not the year after. So,
but combinationally, it makes money because now when you buy a fridge or a washing machine, there is a margin that as a platform we would get from the brand. We may just give that up and let the cashback come into play. But when you buy it with EMI or when you buy an extended warranty on it, money gets made.
Yeah, I know, but you're giving so many other services free of cost, and those things cost you.
Absolutely.
So what I'm trying to say is your stack in the first two levels at this point in time is not making money, will not make money, and money, I mean profit.
Okay.
Will not make profits for the next 5 years.
The bottom stack is, like I said, contribution positive.
Okay.
The stack
but not yet EBITDA positive and not yet profitable.
Yeah,
okay.
that's right.
Yeah.
The middle stack is an aggressive spending. We are so big in movies. I'm going to give you a number of music. And the third stack, which is of financial services, is where we definitely make large margin, like profitable delta margin already in the, like you said,
well,
we talk about lending. So those we already make money. We already make money. So the ecosystem play has an advantage that you can move the needle to something else. It's a classic model of, will you make margin in razors, distributions? You say, maybe not. I may make margin in blades. So you're totally EBITDA negative and you're actually discounting the razors. Yeah, customer acquisition to a value is somewhere else. Now, this needle movement in physical world is a very tough to build a business model, while in digital world it is significantly plumbing-led and technology-led business model.
Okay, I'm not at all doubting you. I also understand that any new business takes a while to get there. There are other milestones.
Businesses.
Of course, I understand.
I call all
there
technology
are other
businesses.
milestones you want to achieve before you achieve profitability. But what I'm trying to do is keep it real. So while we
totally
talk about
agree.
your plans,
and that's why
we also talk about what the profitability is.
I want to tell you that, like a bank, if you notice, as a subsidiary of ours, could become earlier profitable because bank's customer acquisition cost has nothing to do with the aggressive customer acquisition cost of Paytm ecosystem is. Bank is happy with bank account customers who are depositing money, and bank resells payment services. Logically, should make money. There is nothing to cash back there. And we are not disproportionately large given interest rate or a high level. So very nichely, the line item in the bank could be profitable.
Very nichely. Okay, third stack. Top stack.
Top stack.
Financial services, which is now what? Insurance?
Insurance, lending, wealth are three financial services. And wealth, very clearly we talked about already, fixed deposit is a wealth product for us.
But you're not making any money on that. It's all free of cost.
We don't charge the customer, but effectively it's a float-based large money that a partner bank makes and will share money with us. So it effectively makes money.
But that means you'll have to give us, so the partner bank will share money with you.
Yeah, so if I have 1,000 crores.
So who's the partner bank?
IndusInd Bank.
Okay. Okay.
If I give 1,000 crore every
but you're making a much slimmer margin than on, let's say, a term product than a bank would typically make, right?
Totally.
Yeah, okay, I get that. So that's wealth management, mutual funds, other kinds of investment products?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying.
Okay,
so wealth is upgrading.
Yeah.
Wealth is upgrading.
The stage is yours, as they say.
The wealth is upgrading from fixed deposit to, from digital gold to fixed deposit, because gold is one of the very popular service. We talk about 400 kgs of gold. Reserves of large 100 kgs, transactions of large number of people, millions of people with a bank, with a gold account, with a locker with us.
How many kgs of gold have been purchased on Paytm?
400.
400
kilogram.
Wow. Okay.
We could be one of the largest jewelers, except that we are not a jeweler now.
Yeah.
Now, and then more than 1 million customers, lockers with gold balance in cloud, which is they can get this delivery on the demand.
But where do you make money in that?
Because the refiner is directly selling to you, there is a margin. When if you take the jeweler cost,
so you're effectively making the margins of all your other partners.
Listen, jeweler sells from refiner. We're effectively selling as a jeweler.
Okay.
And we're getting directly from refiner.
Okay.
And we are a very large.
Have you started mutual funds already?
No. We will in Paytm Money start trading and selling of mutual funds.
Okay. And what else do you have planned for wealth management?
Wealth, I think these are the three big things that people do in the country.
Insurance, gold and mutual funds.
Actually, in the wealth, I'm saying first that people have in India fixed deposit, gold and real estate as deposits. So what we are saying is, real estate nahi karenge. So we'll do gold, we'll do fixed deposit, and we'll do stock market-led entities like mutual funds.
You're going to get into broking as well?
Broking license.
Have you got one? You're in the process of acquiring one?
We'll apply. We have applied and we're looking at one.
A broking license?
Broking license.
So you'll enable the sale and purchase of equity shares as well? Bonds, equities, mutual fund units, all of
Commodities.
that? All of that?
All of that.
Okay.
And then from wealth, let's move to
lending.
Lending.
Well, how did
it seems that you're really curious about lending.
Yeah, how lending? Lending how?
So this is the business model.
I thought a payment bank is not allowed to lend. You're lending outside the payment bank structure. Right?
Let me help you understand what the lending business is.
Okay.
So you will definitely get it.
Okay.
It's a customer gets money as a loan, necessarily not via lending. So lending business, how we define and scope of our value in lending. Lending has disbursement, underwriting, collections, risk, and then book. We basically drop everything before book and take our cake, and that is their cake. So partner banks, NBFCs, lend to our customers where we do disbursements, we do underwriting, we do collections, and we do
and they
risk.
share the margin with you?
Because it is their book.
Is it a fee?
It's a margin. It's a margin, a percentage of total spread.
So it'll never show up as your book. It'll show up as their book, but you will earn off it.
So that you know, this is a clear, unambiguous statement. Paytm is not building loan book. Paytm is enabling loans to the consumers by taking significant amount scope obligation on themselves, including first loss risk.
Wow.
That's what our lending business is. So we'll build.
When are you starting this?
We started business with consumer lending in a very beta way with postpaid with ICICI. It's a clear product of ICICI. It goes to the customer, but it is again in this value chain scope is ours.
And so you're going to partner with a whole variety of banks and
lenders.
Lenders
is the word.
Lenders.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same thing with wealth management. You'll do all kinds of mutual
AMCs,
funds,
partnerships
insurance,
with
everything.
Yeah, that's right. So Pru is our partner in one of those cases. Another AMC is another partner, and so on. Now that you want to talk about insurance, exactly the same way, partners, insurance companies. Basically, this is where the ecosystem and the relationship that I talked about comes. That Paytm is all about a large number of customers and their transactions on us. And then we have an opportunity to cross-sell, upsell, directly product built, so nobody in between, and at a scale which is big enough to justify existence because customer acquisition got neutralized or whatever.
So you've said wealth management, lending, and what is the third thing in the third stack?
Insurance.
Insurance. Oh, so we've covered that already. Almost.
Yeah, almost.
Unless you are, of course, getting into the insurance business yourself.
We'll talk
which
about
I don't put past you at all.
2017
we have to save something for next year.
Absolutely.
2019.
2019.
Okay. What is this I hear about a Paytm coin?
Paytm coin? Paytm cash.
No, Paytm coin.
Paytm
coin, Bitcoin, Geocoin, Paytm coin.
This is very coined term.
What?
I think I saw this notification on my Twitter just now.
Are you introducing Paytm coin?
No. Short answer, no. Okay. What we have as a Paytm cash effectively looks like because it is pegged to a rupee. It's directly exchangeable with rupee.
Paytm cash, yeah.
Paytm cash. That's it.
Those are your points, right? It's like frequent flyer miles. It's shopping points, right?
We tried launching loyalty points a few days back.
Yeah.
But people got confused that why my cashback is called point now. So we'll probably wait for a few days and then bring it back.
So you're going to call it Paytm coin, is it?
Or loyalty point.
Loyalty point?
Yeah. Not loyalty coin.
But you're not launching some sort of
coin currency, which is crypto,
yeah.
And are you hopefully not leveraging the ICO revolution? Why say never say no is the answer, actually.
Okay. So what else do you have planned for the year? This looks like you're going to achieve all of this by May, isn't it?
No. I hope you understood
that tongue-in-cheek, please.
Obviously.
Yes.
I'm saying that you just saw that the stack is so huge that there is a base and the cake is really thick in terms of number of things that we have to do. So we have already talked about many things that are going on. So this is the year to sustain, scale, grow, dominate.
What can go wrong?
Spreading too thin.
Do you have the management bandwidth to deal with all of this? Or is it still a Vijay Shekhar Sharma run shop?
Obviously, management bandwidth runs it. I don't even know the line items of revenues. In the board meeting in MIS get to know what the numbers are. But I think the answer is that management bandwidth and the number of things that we want to do is the risk.
Okay. So we'll know next year when we meet again, same time, same place.
Jumping again, because my shoes get wet here.
But they're no longer wet this year.
Because this year I bought the shoes before I landed on airport.
On Paytm?
On airport.
On Paytm?
No, these shoes don't get sold. They don't get sold on Paytm.
We are going to end this conversation on that note. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, thank you for the 3-stack explanation.
Thank you.
But it's such an irony that you bought your shoes in a physical store.
In a different country.
But I must say, at least you have the appropriate shoes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much for watching. It's always a pleasure to talk to Vijay about his plans for Paytm. And of course, this comes with the caveat that these are all very good plans and ambitions. And let's see how they pan out
next year.
Okay.
To the next year.
Thanks very much
See
for watching.